Hi, this is Norman Harris, and I'm reading from my book, Khepera Calling. This section is called Ife, the Early Years. Ife lives in a foster home, and although she consistently does all that is expected of her, she is routinely misunderstood. Some aspect of Ife's personality inoculates her from the consequences of these misunderstandings. She figures that they will diminish as people get to know her. After all, she is pleasant, has a good sense of humor, is loyal to her friends, and approaches everything from a positive perspective. Certainly the misunderstandings will diminish as people get to know her. But the misunderstandings do not diminish. They increase in proportion to her accomplishments. Ife is on the honor roll. Well, she must have some help from somebody. Ife is a brilliant artist. Well, that's just opinion. After all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Ife is a magnet to whom other girls are attracted to for advice. Well, there's something strange about that girl. Keep an eye on her. Perhaps it is the ease with which Ife does what she does that makes her so misunderstood. Indeed, education is so pissed off by Ife's smooth success that education, falls into a negative trance. For education, it is 1692. The place is Salem, Massachusetts, and this impertinent child, this Ife, has a nerve to be self-possessed. Education has found some afflicted girls who will testify that Ife is, well, a witch. Education has Ife led to the two and cornered on the witness stand. Education asks, if you're not a witch, how do you explain the fact that these afflicted girls fall into fits the minute you enter the room? Education wears a triumphant Cheshire Cat grin. Oh, yeah, baby, I got you now. Education and Ife are in the hallway, actually, between classes. Ife looks Education in the face and asks, did you say something? Startled from her trance, Education is crushed. The Cheshire Cat smile becomes the sad sack face of Eeyore, the delightfully dismal donkey, who is part of the Winnie the Pooh posse. The demise of the Cheshire grin and the rise of the dismal donkey make Education look like an ass. Education is really pissed now. She wants Ife tested. The child needs a label, a string of letters added to her permanent file so that she can be appropriately shelved. We need to acronym that bitch. This is Education talking. How about some ADH, some ADHD, or what the hell, just some straight-up anxiety, depression, grief, loss, schizophrenia. Damn it, we need something. If we can name it, we can control it. At her current level, Ife is able to handle outward expectations and experiences with ease. So, school is a breeze. This is just the way it is. No thought is required. Her learning is being guided through meditation and trance, but Ife is beginning to see more. Not only through meditation and trance, but through reading and reflection, observation and testing. She is a garden, bountiful and beautiful. But without guidance, she runs the risk of choking on her own fecundity. Ife wonders aloud, can a sister prune herself? And for no apparent reason, she begins to draw images of birds. First, it is a hawk, then the eye of a hawk, and then a stylized hawk, and then a stylized eye of a hawk. Her art teacher is impressed and troubled. What does it mean? Where does that come from? Look, I want you to show some of your work to my old art teacher. His name is Tahuti. Tahuti. We used to call him Mr. T, but I wouldn't do that. It's always Tahuti. Anyway, I think he can help you understand your art more fully than I can. Ife's art teacher made this suggestion after she had begun to draw countless pictures of the ibis bird. First, the bird in its habitat, long legs, standing in water, and later the ibis head became more pronounced, more feature-rich. She affixed the ibis head to a human form. It was that of a man holding a writing instrument that he used to write on a scroll. With that archetypal figure firmly in mind, she experimented with various background. The ibis-headed man stands next to the scale similar to the one of Ma'at. He stands in front of a wall filled with hieroglyphs. From the street, only Tahuti's address distinguishes his home from the others on the block. It is a squat bungalow of brown brick trimmed in blue and white. His lawn is tightly cropped and is a luxuriant green. Yellow daisies, roses, tulips, and snapdragons are arranged on either side of the walk up to his house. A set of 8 steps end on a porch in front of his door. The door is flanked on each side by miniature images of Ramses with his left leg extended as if beginning to walk. The miniatures are identical. You are here, and I have seen your work. You are here because you want a wind to blow the clouds away from the place you call peace. You want to be at peace with all that you see. You are frightened by the clarity of what you already know. This frightens you. You look in the mirror and you are confused by your brilliance. You momentarily cover your eyes while quickly inhaling as if frightened. Relaxing now, you drop your hands from your eyes. You wonder how you got like this. When you inhale deeply, your difference is embraced and you are at peace. You are here because that feeling does not last. Life for you at this moment is like grasping a just caught fish. Your felt isolation is the Arctic, and from this frigid place you think as you have been taught to think. I should have been a pair of ragged claws sculling across the floors of silent seas. And in a flash, the burden of who you know yourself not to be is lifted. You do not suffer from self-alienation. Just the opposite. Your perceived suffering explodes from your unconscious, allowing you to embrace who you truly are. Do not doubt yourself. You are self-authenticating. And with this, Tahuti invites Ife into his studio. I want to tell you some things about how to make your life in this world mean something. When you make your life mean something, the world will mean something. What I'm about to tell you is what your ancestors called the Ucha Matu, the weighing of words. Ucha Matu balances the scales. The problem resides on the left side of the scale. You are resisting mediocrity's pull, and you should. But you are also resisting the pull of your ancestors. They are with you always, palms up, their arms partially outstretched, a semicircle of love waiting to welcome you. These ancestors are your support for all meaning-making undertakings in your life. At the crossroads at this moment, you have already decided to follow your ancestors. You resist because you do not know how to invite your ancestors into your life, how to communicate with them, and how to help further their worthy goals. You are here to be initiated. It begins simply. First, the unshakable love for yourself, your family, community, and humankind. This is the love you always sense. It comes from acting on, actually living the unifying and developmental values you believe. Love leads to study. You are craving structure, and you want to understand the liberating limitations of time and space. Throughout Tahuti's reading, Ife has sat on her throne, eyes closed and slowly rocking back and forth as if being transported by waves. She is the Khepera beetle, her hind legs jacked up on a growing spear of dung. She rolls backwards. This backward movement is a sustenance for the forward movement process of life, as Khepera Ife has impregnated herself, leaving the seed in the spherical ball of dung that she buries on the shore of the Nile. And in roughly 2 months, Ife blossoms from decay. Eyes tight shut, soul wide open, Ife says these words: I am she who came into being in the form of the infinite power of manifestation. Khepera. You have heard me. Tahuti smiles. I have heard you. Ife smiles. From this moment on, Ife assumes her various adventures with an open heart, experiencing joy in those things that elevate her ability to grow and contribute, and always ready to plow and plant another role in the humus of her soul. Ife is hoping to reunite with her brother, who